Criminal organizations are some of the most powerful groups of people in fiction. They can bring all sorts of troubles and chaos to a story. Some are universal level threats, and some are just petty criminals. However, some are so dangerous that they fill the stories they are with chaos and fear, like the Fatui from Genshin Impact and the Akatsuki from the Naruto franchise. These two organizations brought fear to their stories respectively, and they were well known for how strong they were. Today I'll be taking these organizations, some of their strongest warriors. Those warriors being Arlecchino from Genshin Impact and Madara from the Naruto franchise. These two characters are so powerful that they gave the protagonists of their stories a lot of struggles and challenges, proving that they are not to be messed with. Hello everyone, I'm Dusty, and today I'll be talking about a versus battle that isn't talked about as much as I would like. That battle is Arlecchino from Genshin Impact versus Madara Uchiha from the Naruto franchise. These two characters are very iconic from the media they come from, and they have a lot of showings that they are very skilled and powerful warriors. Today I'll be looking over their strength, speed, durability, and IQ feats. Side note, I'm sorry if I pronounced the names of the Naruto stuff wrong. Now that I got that out of the way, let's begin the video. Before I get to the feats of these characters, let me tell you about these characters' backstories, starting with the Ghost of Uchiha, Madara. Madara Uchiha was born into a time of endless war. As a child prodigy of the Uchiha clan, he constantly fought against the Senju clan, especially their strongest warrior, Hashirama Senju. Despite being rivals, the two dreamed of peace and even tried to build it together. That dream gave birth to Konohagakure, the Hidden Leaf Village. But peace was fragile. Distrust between clans and the village politics drove Madara to become disillusioned, believing true peace was impossible in a world driven by conflict. Madara left the village and clashed with Hashirama, resulting in his apparent death. Secretly surviving, however, Madara awakened the Rinnegan and planned for centuries, manipulating events from the shadows. He orchestrated the Eye of the Moon plan, a vision of world peace through illusion, by casting the infinite Tsukuyomi. Madara's legacy is one of tragedy, power, and vision. He was a man who loved peace so much he tried to force it upon the world. Now that you know who Madara is, let's talk about Arlecchino from Genshin Impact. Arlecchino, known as the Knave, is one of the 11 harbingers of the Fatui, a powerful and mysterious organization that operates in the shadows of Teyvat. She oversees the House of Hearth, an orphanage that raises children into the loyal Fatui agents. But don't be fooled by her image of a caretaker. Arlecchino is feared among the Harbingers for her ruthlessness and absolute loyalty to the Tsaritsa. Cold, calculating, and brutally efficient, she was raised to be a stone-cold warrior. She believes that loyalty is earned through strength and weakness, it has no place in her world. In Genshin Impact, Arlecchino embodies a twisted sense of justice, where love and cruelty blend into one. Her upcoming role in the Fontaine and Senazaya arcs is shrouded in mystery. But one thing is clear. Arlecchino is not just a villain. She's a force shaped by a harsh world, determined to reshape it. Alright, now that you know who these characters we are talking about are, let's get into what you came here for. Let's start by talking about each character's strength feats, starting with Madara. For starters, Madara in his base form was able to cleave mountains with just his physical strikes alone. And to pull that off, his strikes would have to hit with a force of 167 kilotons of TNT. Madara was also able to go blow for blow with Hashirama, who was strong enough to wrestle Kurama, the same Kurama who was able to cleave mountains easily with single tail swipes and create explosions out of chakra that can be as big as countries. So yeah, Madara is pretty strong. He was also strong enough to lift some of the tailed beasts, which can be as heavy as 100,000 tons. He also has weapons that he can wield effortlessly, that weigh as much as 200 kilograms, or for you Americans out there, 440 pounds. So Madara would have strength around country level in his base form. However, he has a stronger form called the 10-tailed beast, which increases his strength by a lot. In 10-tails mode, he was able to overpower every 9-tailed beast at once, which even the weakest of these beasts can level mountains easily. He can even lift opponents that are as heavy as mountains, which can weigh as much as 10 billion tons. 10-tails can also boost his strength from country level to moon level, considering he was stronger than Naruto, who when releasing most of his chakra almost destroyed the moon. So Madara at a base level, his strength would be country level, and in 10-tails, his strength would be moon level. Now how about Arlecchino? Well, she can very easily break bones with single punches, and to pull something like that off, she has to hit with a force of 400,000 newtons of strength. And mind you, that is her physical strength without any weapons. In one of her outbursts, she was able to destroy cities with little effort, as well as being able to throw enemies that weigh 100 kilograms or 220 pounds. So her strength can be calculated at a base to be around city level, with her powered up form scaling to country, due to her being able to beat the untamed beasts in the lore, which have been stated to have power that is capable of destroying the different regions of Tiamat. Each region has been stated, and if they haven't been stated, it can be calculated to be as large as continents. She also has an ability to create dimensions. We see this ability in-game when the player uses her ult ability. A little animation plays where she is standing in one of these self-created dimensions. Now, she is able to create and destroy these dimensions at will. So whether these dimensions are universal constructs, like the planet view theoria that the Ryan Shogun can create, or galaxy, or even country at a minimum, it is based on interpretation. However, Arlecchino can be argued to be around as strong as the Raiden Shogun, who created the planet view theoria, which is a universal construct. So it's most likely that these dimensions are a universal feat in scaling, making her strength universal. Even if we don't use that as a feat, Arlecchino beat the Traveler pretty easily. The same Traveler that was able to beat the Raiden Shogun, who, like I said, could create universal constructs. So who's stronger? It's very easily Arlecchino, since she can destroy her own dimensions that she creates in gameplay and in the lore, which are universal constructs, but also she is capable of beating the Traveler, who beat a god who can create universal constructs. While Madara is incredibly powerful in 10-tails, scaling to a guy that can destroy a moon, that feat pales in comparison to defeating someone who beat a god who can create universal constructs. So Arlecchino very easily takes strength. Now let's talk about speed. Madara, like the other ninjas, is incredibly fast. He's able to react to lightning, which moves at speeds of 186,000 miles per hour. He also is so fast he's able to hit multiple enemies at once. He can also travel several hundred meters almost immediately while fighting. His combat speed can be calculated to around hypersonic to hypersonic plus. What about his travel speed? Well, he's able to teleport, which would give him infinite speeds if you were to count teleportation as a speed feat. However, for this video, I will not be counting teleportation as a speed feat. So his fastest travel speed is calculated to being around 60 to 80 miles per hour. But with a chakra boost, that can be increased to 150 miles per hour. Arlecchino is also incredibly fast. She's able to speed blitz many trained elite soldiers before they can even react. The human eye can see speeds up to 350 miles per hour and then some. So she would she should be able of moving speeds much faster than that. In the lore of Genshin Impact, she has been stated multiple times to be a lightning-fast assassin, so that would mean her top speed would be around 186,000 miles per hour. So her combat speeds would be around hypersonic to hypersonic plus. And her travel speeds would be a little around the same as Madara's, if not a little slower. Let me address that while her dimensions are universal constructs, they are not outside time, meaning that the laws of time would still apply to Arlecchino. If her dimensions were outside of time, she would have incalculable speeds. But since she still abides by the laws of time, her top speeds would only be around a maximum of hypersonic plus. So who's faster? I feel like they are both tied in travel and combat speeds. They both have been stated to be as fast as lightning, or are fast enough to react to lightning. They both were even able to speed blitz armies of trained soldiers. If you want to make the argument that Madara is faster because he dodged lightning a lot more quickly than rather Arlecchino's speed feats coming from statements that she is lightning fast, then you could argue that. However, their speeds are a minimum of hypersonic, but a maximum of hypersonic plus speeds. So both Madara and Arlecchino would tie in speed. Now let's talk about durability. Madara, even before the Ten Tails, was able to tank a tailed beast bomb from Kurama, which is an explosion that can be very easily scaled to country level. He was even cut to pieces and regenerated within seconds. In Ten Tails mode, he was able to take hits from 8th Gate Might Guy, who, when he hit Madara, left a giant crater in the ground. When calculated, that means Might Guy was able to hit Madara with a force of 42 kilotons of TNT. This would scale to an island-level durability feat for Madara. However, his overall durability is country to country level plus. Now let's talk about Arlecchino's durability feats. Now Arlecchino doesn't really show a lot of durability feats in the lore or in gameplay. However, you can scale her durability to multi-continental due to the fact that she took hits from Kukabina, who was stated to be as strong as the high-tier Fatui agents, who are a threat to continent-sized nations. So while Arlecchino doesn't have many durability feats, the one that we can give her is extremely impressive. As you can tell, Arlecchino is far more durable and can take more hits than Madara. Madara can take island to country level attacks, but Arlecchino can take hits from an opponent who is a multi-continental threat. Madara is no pushover, but Arlecchino can just take more hits and is more durable. Now let's talk about the final two categories of IQ and abilities. Both of these characters have large amounts of battle intelligence. Madara is able to have perfect awareness of the battlefield, as well as being able to outsmart entire armies by herself. Arlecchino is also a masterful warrior, being able to learn her opponent's attacks, and as well as having a really big reaction time. However, Madara's battle IQ just simply blows Arlecchino's out of the water. It helps Madara's case that he trained for a lot longer with a lot more experienced teachers and fought a wider variety of opponents. So not only would Madara take battle IQ, but he would also take experience as well. Now let's talk about these characters' abilities. Madara is one of the few people in Naruto that has the Sharingan. The Sharingan allows Madara to have enhanced perception as well as motion tracking. He can also copy opponents' techniques as well as create giant avatars out of chakra. Madara is also extremely skilled with using the Six Paths. Some of the abilities that the Six Paths gives Madara are ability to create giant gravitational core to trap enemies, control over life and death, chakra absorption, and repulsion and attraction forces. He is skilled in fire-style ninjutsu as well as other elements. Now let's talk about the abilities he gets from his Ten Tails form. He gets extreme regeneration, so much so that he is almost immortal. He has the Truth Seeker orbs that can erase anything on contact. He can also create chakra constructs, and he has limbo clones, which are invisible clones of Madara himself that only other Sixth Path users can see. Now, Arlecchino has some powerful abilities of her own. Arlecchino has powerful pyrokinetic control, as well as her blood being able to be used to erase memories and drain willpower. She has a pyro delusion, which is a device that drains the opponent's life force over time. And unlike other visions, they are man-made. She also has a vision which allows her to further boost her control over fire and strengthen the power of said fire. She can also teleport and fly, which are great options for traversing in battle. She has weapon creation as well as being able to create whole moons, which also can be found in her dimensions, which she is also able of destroying. She also has physical attack reversal, which allows her to counter any attack that makes contact with her very easily. Finally, she has volatile construct creation. Now, who wins? This fight is extremely close. While Arlecchino is stronger and more durable, Madara is more experienced and has the better abilities. You could make the argument that Arlecchino would win because she can just hit Madara with her universal level attacks and drain his life force with her pyro delusion. Or in this case, chakra, which has killed Madara in the past when his body ran out of life force / chakra. But you could also make the argument that Madara would win because she has no defense against his abilities such as the truth-seeking orbs or the limbo clones. Although I have Arlecchino winning this fight with extreme difficulty. My reason behind this is because Arlecchino is simply too physically strong for Madara to handle. Madara's best durability feat is at island level to country level, which even if we take the high ball of continent level, it's still too low to tank a universal level attack. While yes, she has no defense against the limbo clones and truth-seeking orbs, she, with her levels of battle experience and ability to calculate the opponent's moves, once she finds out about the limbo clones, she could use said battle IQ to try and predict the limbo clones' attack patterns. I'm not saying that this guarantees that the limbo clones won't be a problem. They will, but there is a way around them. Which means the only thing Madara has that is a challenge for Arlecchino is the truth-seeking orbs. This ability alone can turn the tide of the fight. If Arlecchino can dodge them, then she wins. If she can't, Madara wins. To dodge the truth-seeking orbs, you not only need fast reaction time, but you need to have faster than light speeds or an ability that allows you to teleport. Which, while Arlecchino isn't faster than light, she can teleport, meaning that she would be able to dodge the truth-seeking orbs. While this fight is extremely close, and you can make an argument for either side winning, I have Arlecchino winning this encounter 51-49. This is because Arlecchino is simply stronger and is capable of taking more hits than Madara, while Madara can win with his truth-seeking orbs and limbo clones if he ever finds an opening to hit Arlecchino. I see Arlecchino winning more times than not, so the winner for this video is Arlecchino, the 4th Harbinger from Genshin Impact. As I wrap up the video, I just want to say that if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment down below whether you agree or disagree with my opinion. Remember, this is just my opinion, and this video should not be taken as the absolute truth. Anyways, I'm Dusty, signing off. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.